All. This is Dr. Mobeen Sayed from drbeen.com. Welcome to one more show. So, yesterday we looked at the data in our world in data that was the death rate per 100,000 based on vaccination status. And some of the cool beans actually pointed out that within that data, there is a drill down by age. And I have been looking at that by age this day, the whole day. And it is actually very interesting data. Let's see that together. And before we go to that data, very quickly an answer for Fishtail. So Fishtail says anti-clotting, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant are only somewhat specific to Omicron, but more towards Delta. Was this drug? So we're talking about, for the newer viewers who didn't see the other video, the drug being Temple, but more towards Delta. Was this drug designed to combat Delta and not Omicron? No, so it was actually not designed for SARS-CoV-2 at all. It was a drug that had these properties, and they found that these work very well for SARS-CoV-2 as well. So as much as Omicron is milder than Delta, it still causes these kind of stimulation or triggers of the immune system. So it would help here as well. So imagine, I mean, in a perfect world, if this drug works out, imagine everyone at home has this drug and they never, I should not speak in this absolute term, but let's make it perfect. They never have to actually go to a hospital. They just take this drug, they have mild symptoms, and done. That is the basic ideal state of this. Of course, that is not achievable, but that is a kind of view. Now, that is useful for Omicron as well. Okay, so let's look at this data. So here, this is the same um, page that we saw yesterday. And look at this. So over here, for example, this is Switzerland. And it shows as the death rate nowadays, December 18 onwards, higher per 100,000 in unvaccinated versus fully vaccinated and boosted. And so if you go here to the menu, there is a table as well. Plus, you can click here and change the age group. For example, if I change it to 0 to 9 years of age, then there is nothing. They're all equal. Vaccinated, unvaccinated, probably they don't even have the vaccinated in this age group, but still, vaccinated, unvaccinated, boosted, same. 10 to 19, similar thing. And this is Luffy. So, similar thing, nothing. Then 20 to 29. So, if you see here, maybe at one point, fully vaccinated 0.18. Other than that, death rate is not any different. There is no deaths actually. Vaccinated or unvaccinated or vaccinated and boosted. This is, we're talking about age group 10 to 29, sorry, 20 to 29. 20 to 29. We're going up. 30 to 39. So if you see here, then look at the difference, 0.3 per 100,000 versus 0 and 0. And 0.59 versus 0 and 0. So this is the difference as age increases. So this is 30 to 39, 40 to 49. Again, if you see here, now even the vaccinated and boosted are getting into the affected cohort, and so on. So you can continue. You would see that the majority will actually be, as you see, this is now 60 to 69, and then 70 to 79, and then 80 plus. So if I go to this table over here, we can see that in one glance. So check this out. On the left column, if I try to make it bigger here, in the left column is the age range. The first set of columns, 4, that we can see on the screen, is the unvaccinated individuals. January 30, 2021, so January 2021, last year's beginning, to January 8, 2022, so this year's 8th. So almost 1 year worth of data. And check this out. Look at the bracket 0 to 9, nothing. 10 to 19, nothing. I mean, it's a good thing. There is no complaint here. Vaccinated, unvaccinated, doesn't matter. 20 to 29, nothing. 30 to 39, 0.3. And that is also now Jan 8 in 1 year. 40 to 49. So this is actually 100,000 people. And this was actually 100,000 person years as well. So they kind of then structured it for 100,000 people. 40 to 49. So as we go up in the age range, to me, what that says is number one, we are fortunate that younger ages are less affected. It is very difficult to see youngsters in trouble. Number two, this can help with the vaccination as well, decision as well. Number three, I was speaking with Paul about this, Paul Bork, and he was saying that there is also an important point, and that is that it is possible that those who are at risk in the younger ages, they have already gotten vaccinated, thinking, knowing that, hey, if I am at risk, I should take a vaccine. So they have kind of moved in the other group and protected. So that's a wiser way of uh, helping the society to say, and again, it's not that the government did this. I'm just saying that this kind of a policy could be actually very interesting to say, if you have these risk factors, regardless of the age, here is the risk. So we request you to take a vaccine. So that kind of a discussion is probably more productive than simply saying, everybody go get a vaccine. So, and let's move over to this side. This is fully vaccinated. And look at the same age range. And you would see that they also, the fully vaccinated, as they start moving up in the age, they also start developing a higher death rate as the age increases. Yes, lesser than the vaccinated for sure. So, for example, look at 40 to 49. In unvaccinated, 0.08. So it was 0.08 in the January 30, and then it became zero. So minus 0.08, trended downwards, improved. So on the fully vaccinated, it is zero. So you can say it became zero for all the groups. And that I would think it is also because of society's immunity that has built up, ways to live with it, plus Omicron itself. So many factors, and more than just what I just spoke. 50 to 59, 0.08 to 0.81 in unvaccinated. And if you go to vaccinated, 0 to 0.18. Again, the ratios are different, but the point is with the increasing age, the unfortunate part is, and I am in the 52 years age, so I am also in the upper brackets. And so the vaccinated, unvaccinated, they start becoming at risk. And if you go here, vaccinated and boosted. So for boosted, even up to 69 years, there is zero. And again, that also depends what is the cohort size with the boosted as well. But then as you go to 70 to 79 and 80 plus, you have the increase in risk. The encouraging news for me was, and please, I would submit this, that I think of my own family in these terms as well. So this was for me interesting to see that lower, younger ages, even unvaccinated, are actually at zero. So I can't understand why would it be important to go to them and say, make sure that you are vaccinated. Okay, so let's go to the US. So if you see US, this line here is unvaccinated, although this is, I believe, until December 4. So it is a mostly Delta time, and we do not have the Omicron time data. So this data may or may not be useful, but still interesting to see that it is, the death rate is actually reducing. So if I go to the table, US has not given a breakdown by 10 years of age. US's breakdown is 0 to 17, nothing. 18 to 49, that's a very broad bracket. 18 to 49, unvaccinated. And look at the data sample size, September 4, 2021 to December 4. So really a couple of months, 3 months. So 3.26 to 0.89 minus 2.37 in unvaccinated in this age group. 50 to 64, 22.25 down to 8.26 minus 13.99, the trend per 100,000 minus downwards trend. 65 plus minus, all ages also minus. I actually think that all ages is kind of misleading because it puts a general risk which is not even present for the lower brackets. It puts that risk on the lower brackets as well. So I don't think all ages is a good number to see here. The correct numbers, I would have wished that these brackets are further refined, just like Switzerland had done. And then if I go to, let's say, fully vaccinated, so fully vaccinated also trending downwards. Overall chart shows huge difference between them. At the same time, the trend is downwards for fully vaccinated as well. And then fully vaccinated and no booster. Again, this is correct that what is the definition of unvaccinated is one dose person called unvaccinated. Similarly, where is the stats for the infection, previous infection? From the California study and from many other studies now, we are seeing that previous infection is quite robust, at least compared to vaccine. So this is US. Then if I go down to, let's say, Chile or Chile, so if you see here, fully vaccinated are, so do they have the other data as well? Unvaccinated are, and not, or not fully vaccinated, and then fully vaccinated and booster. So they have a different data sample here. So let's look at the unvaccinated. This is August 7 to January 8. So it has some Omicron time as well. 6 to 11 years, nothing. Good news. I mean, this is death we're talking about. 12 to 20, it was in August 0.06, in January 0. 21 to 30, it was 0.22, now 0. This is per 100,000. 31 to 40, 0.99 to 0.28. So as you continue to increase the age, you see that there is an increase. Let's look at England. So if I go to the table for England as well. So this is January 15 to October 15. So this is not even Omicron time. This is all Delta. Unvaccinated, deaths per 100,000. So look at the age group, 18 to 39. So 0 to 17 is missing, 18 to 39. So about 21 years. January 15 was 1.60. October 15, Delta time. I think January was more of their beta time, or alpha time maybe. October 0.9, so downward trend in this age range, so minus 0.7. But still there is 0.9 per 100,000. 40 to 49, 6.7 to 3.8. I'm sure that this, if they broke down this 18 to 39 to 18 to 28 and 28 to 39, you would see a further refinement in there as well. 40 to 49, 6.7 was in January 15, 2021, and now it is 3.8. So minus 2.9. So you can see a downwards trend. Look at this, 80 to 89, 974 in January per 100,000. down to 169 per 100,000, minus 804 difference, and 83 minus 83%. Of Meaning, I'm not saying that compared to fully vaccinated and vaccinated and boosted, there is not a difference. But if you see that difference is really, the trend is downwards for early ages for UK. So if I go to, for example, let's say 18 to 39, 1.30, 0.90, and so on, that is a trend. So this is interesting for me that younger ages, even when unvaccinated, have a lower risk. And in some cases, as you saw with the Switzerland, zero per 100,000, which is a good thing. And again, this is what I presented to you is not a study. This is not a study where they have kind of measured all the risk factors and the societal risk factor and then stratified it and then adjusted it and then came back with the covariant analysis. This is just simply data. But even in this crude data, rough data, you can see that there is a trend that is interesting to see. Cool. So this is the discussion. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would like to support this work, there are 3 links in the description. You can buy me a coffee, or you can become a patron, or you can use PayPal to support it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in a few minutes again.